My grasp on sanity remains absolute. Isn't that right, Stone? Why don't you get a head start? Do some reconnaissance! Reconnaissance! Come on, that's hilarious! What's the matter with you? Here's the sitch. Uninhabited planet. No resources, no supplies, no paraway home. A lesser man would die here. I'll be home by Christmas. Reconnaissance! Come on, cheer up!
Alrighty then, my roll chums, it is I, Daniel, you may call it the Pop Culture Dude, and today, it is your favorite small YouTuber that posts Sonic the Hedgehog movie videos, if you have been watching them from my previous videos on this channel. But now, we actually got an update of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie sequel. You see the thumbnail, you read the title. I made Sonic movie sequel videos in the past, the sequel predictions video, including the one that is announced by saying, okay, we're expecting the main cast to return from the first movie, Sonic, Robotnik, Tom, Maddie, and all the human characters, but with the induction of Sonic's best buddy, his sidekick, Tails, to appear in the sequel, and I'm hoping for my Ugandan brother, Knuckles the Echidna, and guess what? Look at that. I was right. Not my life is surprised. So yes, it has been officially confirmed that Knuckles the Echidna will be joining the Sonic movie sequel. And I know some of you fans will be like, but I want to save him for the third movie so it can make sense for the third game. But I'm just going to point this out from this clip from the Sonic the Hedgehog movie sequel. This is from my most popular video, and this will state everything from why do I want this character to appear in the sequel. Sonic has no machines or no resources. He cannot fight off Sonic alone. But also, since Dr. Robotnik is stuck on the Mushroom Planet, that is one of the level zones from Sonic and Knuckles. And since we got the Echidna tribe, which are Knuckles' relatives, his ancestors back in the day, this would definitely make a lot of sense because Knuckles, in the games, he is the last Echidna of his tribe before his ancestors are extinct. Like, he's the last of his species. And to me, an idea like that, he could be like pretty emotional, and his goal is to protect his Master Emerald, which is the key to his home, the Angel Island. And to me, it will definitely make a lot of sense, just like the games. If Dr. Robotnik ever meets Knuckles the Echidna in the Mushroom Planet, it will definitely make a lot of sense that we could get to the introduction of Chaos Emeralds. And that's why I think the sequel will be a more video game accurate storyline that will take elements from Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and 3. And like I said, the people behind the movie crew, they play the classic games. And even the writer, Josh Miller, did say that he has ideas for including other characters. And one interviewer says, who's your favorite character? And then he says, Knuckles. Some Knuckles love. So that's why I'm hoping there's a tease for Knuckles to be included in the movie. And how what Knuckles will work in the story. Like, if Dr. Robotnik ever makes a trickery that maybe, of course, like, oh, when he, like, if the Chaos Emeralds becomes, like, a big plot line in the sequel, it will definitely make so much sense that he's on the search for them. Maybe those Chaos Emeralds will definitely get him back home, and that's what Dr. Robotnik is. Like, he's trying his way back to get home by Christmas, probably with his new technology, and thanks to that quill, he has the possibility to leave the Mushroom Planet to get back revenge on Sonic, but can't do it alone. Either create Metal Sonic, or create a Metal Army, or maybe even better, the Death Egg, because like I always said, it's in the song, I am the Eggman, that's what I am the Eggman with a master plan. You see, Robotnik is having his plans, and if he ever meets Knuckles, he can trick Sonic by saying, like, he's the one that he's the threat who's going to steal your Master Emeralds. If Knuckles has a ring, maybe he has the opportunity to bring Dr. Robotnik home, but also Knuckles could be hired as a bounty hunter to track down Sonic, and to me, that could be the reason why Tails needs Sonic. And then, that's where everything that you just get to the point from why do I want Knuckles to be in the sequel so badly, especially seeing Sonic, the speedy one, Tails, the smart one, and the brains, and then we see Knuckles, who's big and tough, and basically having the connection with Robotnik with the Mushroom Planet by saying, I'll be home by Christmas. And it definitely makes sense that it's almost Christmas Day, so thank you for the unexpected Christmas news that's happening for the Sonic movie sequel. Even though the production's going to start from March 10th to May 15th, 2021, don't know if it's going to affect by the pandemic, but technically the sequel release date is still April 8th, 2022, so they still have plenty of time. So there's a lot of news articles, well, not plenty, but still some online on Twitter that I see from Discussion Films and Tales channel, but technically I found it from this source, from the Illuminerd. So yeah, it's pretty Illuminatic, which is pretty evil, but this is pretty reliable when it talks about the source of Knuckles the Echidna going here. I know the tablet's pretty bright, but it's pretty amazing. So let's just go to the details. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 production starts date uncovered and new Knuckles details exclusive, and Knuckles and Knuckles and Knuckles. So technically, pre-production is underway of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 will be an exclusive update on the production start and new characters coming to the sequel. And speaking of which, of the production of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, there's been one animator named Phil Mark who says, I wrapped up Star Trek Season 2, which is an animated series based on Star Trek, and says I'll be working to Sonic the Hedgehog 2 coming in 2022, and that's the official title of the movie, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Nothing too special like a subtitle, just to pay homage of the 1992 video game, since the movie sequel is going to come out in 2022. And speaking of which, the director Jeff Fowler, both the writers Patrick Casey and Josh Miller, and even the actor who plays Agent Stone, Lee Matthews, said that they would love to see Knuckles the Echidna. And specifically, Lee Matthews says that's his favorite Sonic character, and same thing where Josh Miller said in one interview that he wants some Knuckles love. And Ben Schwartz did say that he has a little bit more experience with it. And it definitely makes a lot of sense, because think about it. The first movie features the origin of Sonic the Hedgehog with his guardian owl named Longclaw. And guess who are they murdered by? An Echidna tribe, which is basically Knuckles the Echidna's ancestors. And obviously, Knuckles did not appear in the first movie, but his species, his domain species that was tracking Sonic down just because of his power, like what Sonic says. Turns out with great power comes bad, hungry bad guys, and I let them right into it. So that basically sets up the idea. Even Jeff Fowler did say that he would like to explore more characters besides Tails, and I say that Knuckles will definitely be a character that definitely makes a lot of sense. And I think he'll be a great secondary antagonist for the sequel, either helping Dr. Robotnik out of the Mushroom Planet, or on his own to hunt down Sonic, which Lisa Tails would tell Sonic is in danger by saying, I hope it's not too late. And I think that could be the case, but that's happened in my sequel predictions video, so just to recap that, so for those who don't remember about it. So, as I continue, Sonic the Hedgehog made its box office debut earlier this year, and after dealing with a needed redo of the design of this hollow character, it might quite an impression. The movie ran off with a revenue of $321 million, and fans, like me, were impressed with the movie, so much that a sequel in the works is to continue the adventures. The movie stars James Marsden, Jim Carrey, and Ben Schwartz as the voice of Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog successfully set up the groundwork with the sequel with Sonic and Dr. Robotnik, including his lawn sidekick Tails' post-credit scene. I mentioned it in my sequel's prediction video that the main cast is definitely up to be part of the sequel. No confirmations of the casting yet, but all the main cast from Ben Schwartz, Jim Carrey, James Marsden, Lee Matthews, all those actors, they're up to return to the sequel, but there's no confirmation that they're eventually in the production, but I expect them to, as usual that I mentioned in videos in the past. But technically, I mentioned in the video, like, okay, Sonic is home in Green Hills living with Tom Mann because he wants to be in a family so he doesn't have to be alone forever and make a friend thanks to his bucket list. Robotnik has not reached his apotheosis, which doesn't mean he hasn't reached his highest, biggest potential in his goal yet. That's why he's down, but not out. And he will gain some weight, since that's what Jim Carrey wanted, to wear a fat suit so he can look closer to the typical Eggman that you know from the video games. But the introduction of Tails, that sets up the sequel, and we're gonna see more Sonic Tails team up, according to director Jeff Fowler. No casting yet, not Tom Holland. Don't know about Colleen O'Shaughnessy, who voices Tails in the after credit scene, so no casting yet. And it's the same thing with Knuckles too. So I'm just gonna continue from here. It's been reported that the sequel will once again be directed by Jeff Fowler, along with the same screenwriters, Pat Casey and Josh Miller, who does follow me on Twitter. The first movie became the top video game movie adaptation of box office go where top Detective Pikachu. Suck it, Pokemon fans! I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna be angry or debate or anything. But the sequel has been kept under wraps for many months as Hollywood works about the current pandemic. However, we know about Sonic the Hedgehog 2 to share with you. So, what do we know about Sonic the Hedgehog 2? So, it is targeted to a May start when it comes to its production date, and the early summer window is coming up for its upcoming productions. Ever since the post-credit scene in the original film features the introduction of Tails, audience have been hoped that there's more elements from the video games that will be included in the next movie. And Jeff Fowler is indeed trying to grant those wishes from what those fans want in the sequel. And now we get to Knuckles the Echidna. Knuckles the Echidna will have a role in the second movie. Many assume that Knuckles may have a similar cameo to Tails in the first movie. However, from the sources, he's indicated to have a relevant role in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, to have a larger role than a cameo. And like with the video I mentioned, that he's basically a loner, he's basically an echidna who's basically trying to protect his Master Emerald that keeps his eye on the ride, but it's also something precious to him personally, to his ancestors, the Echidna tribe, and it definitely makes sense like why Knuckles is a loner. He kind of has that attitude with those big muscles, and he eventually glide, he can climb, and he was a rival to Sonic the Hedgehog in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which was the video game that was first introduced. And just because Eggman eventually fools Knuckles that Sonic is basically an enemy taking the emeralds away, but it's Eggman instead who betrayed Knuckles, and then he helps Sonic and Tails team up, which that could be a perfect idea to adapt for the sequel, and that'll be great fan service. So let me just continue. So additionally, Knuckles would stay true to his video game incarnation. He'll be able to glide and climb walls. There's no casting to voice Knuckles yet, and his personality was described us as a serious nature, but still gullible at times. Because, you know, this character has a sense of humor, and I still say, I want The Rock to voice Knuckles so badly. Think about it. Not just because of The Rock as an A-list actor, and in the first movie where Sonic says, "Where am I? What year is this? Is The Rock president?" is the fact that The Rock even retweeted that he is a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog back in college. But let's not just forget that his voice would sound so great to Knuckles. If you don't believe me, watch this audio clip and you'll listen what I mean.
I got your back, chosen one. Go save the world. Good riddance, you filthy pile of pebbles. Hey, I'm a demigod, okay? Stop that. I will smite you. The ocean doesn't help you, you help yourself. Tighten the halyard, bind the stave. You see my hook? No magic hook, no magic powers. Because it only appears after a human sacrifice. It was made by the gods. You can't fix it. Without my hook, I am nothing.
So yeah, that's why I eventually just think The Rock would be a perfect casting choice. He nails the comedy, the action buff material, and the voice sounds so accurate. And The Rock was born on a cultural island, Knuckles was born on a cultural island, so I think that'll be a good casting, in my opinion at least. And another thing, that will sell tickets. Like, if you include Tails and Knuckles and, I don't know, hire like a celebrity like The Rock to voice Knuckles, because think about it. Do I want Tails to be voiced by Colleen again? I hope so, and so does she herself too. But we don't know that they would find her to be playing Tails again, or unless they're gonna find someone who's more famous than Colleen O'Shaughnessy. Better not be Tom Holland. But technically, people like Ben Schwartz and Jim Carrey were really like perfect for their casting decisions. Even Ben Schwartz retweeted about the great memories where he's with Jim Carrey doing some really great poses with them, so it was really good memories. But that's pretty much the point. Like, the reason why they just cast celebrities, not just because for the A-list like stardom to sell tickets, it's basically which actor can capture the character from their own incarnation, but at the exact same time still stay true to the character from what fans love, from what they remembered. So let me continue once again. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Productions also casting a supporting character named Randall, who will only be interacting with human characters and specifically not Sonic. Even more interesting is the production. They're searching for an A-list human cameo to make their appearance in the movie. Names like Samuel L. Jackson, his birthday was like not too long ago, and Chris Rock were thrown around. However, the big name cameo is still up in the air. So basically, it's another supporting human character like you see, like, for example, Agent Stone, Tom Wachowski. No, wait, that's a main character. Never mind. Officer Wade, Crazy Carl. Those are human supporting characters. That's a pretty much example because the movie's a live-action CGI hybrid, so you gotta know that. And since you said it's an A-list actor, and they mentioned Sam Jackson or Chris Rock, I know the perfect person that will make a cameo, Jaleel White. And why do I say Jaleel White? Because he's the guy who voiced Sonic the Hedgehog in the first place in the 90s Saturday morning cartoons, but also he was in the TV show Family Matters, so why not? That'll be a great Easter egg. Just saying. So let's just continue on. The movie sounds like it'll be an incredible journey with the director and screenwriters returning. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 will continue to build on the recent video game adaptation success at the box office. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is scheduled for the release on April 8, 2022. And with the addition of Tails and Knuckles, it's exactly how I wanted my childhood dreams come true. But yeah, if they keep something for what me and other fans for what they made their own Sonic movies, Sonic equal predictions, then it does sound very promising. More video game elements, more character development with the Sonic characters, but as well as the human characters in the real world, because you gotta have that blend. Like, we probably might see more of Sonic's world, but also introduction of new human characters, like they mentioned this random person in the article news. But I'm just excited that Knuckles the Echidna isn't gonna be in the sequel. We just gotta know who's gonna voice Tails, who's gonna voice Knuckles, like, who are gonna be the voices of these characters, man? But who knows? We'll find out for more future updates from what's gonna happen, since, you know, the year is about to be over and it's 2021, so we'll eventually find out soon, besides the first movie being nominated for the Critics' Choice Awards and possibly IGN's Best Comedy Movies of 2020. So good job, Sonic. You're definitely on a roll. And that's what sequel, I'm definitely looking forward to it. But if the sequel becomes successful when it comes to box office hits or critical reception, or who knows, if it becomes better than the first one, I want a third movie at least. I think 3 Sonic movies by Paramount, the live action CGI productions of them, I think I'll be satisfied enough for a Sonic movie trilogy. If you want to do spin-offs, don't do it for the sake of money, for storytelling. For me, I just want 3 movies. I think a beginning, middle, and end is better. Besides, you only have 3 Sonic games in the 90s. Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, 3, I'm not going to talk about 4. But technically, that's what I just want for the future of the Sonic movie franchise. And I say that when it keeps on going, you just gotta keep on, gotta go fast. So anyway, that's all for today's video, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next Sonic movie related video. So hope you all have a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care now. Bye bye then. Time to steal these gifts.